Welcome back, Sagittarius, or welcome if this is your first visit to the channel. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your weekly read. We're going to be working with the Santa Muerte Tarot this week. Pardon the glare. This is, there are some particular nuances to the definitions, to the interpretations of the cards. I've just gotten this deck, so I have not fully aligned with all of the specific messaging around those interpretations. So I will be using the Santa Muerte this week, but I'm using my standard interpretations for each of the cards, and I've set that to be my homework, to learn better the creator's vision and understanding of the meanings here. This is Fabio Listrani is the creator here, the artist and the writer, and it's from Los Garavia. I'll show you. Oh, I always say this wrong. Los Garabeo, that very well-known tarot house publisher. So, just a weekly read for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Right out of the gate, we've got some jumpers here. Go with one more card, please, for Sagittarius. All right. We have, for you this week, King of Pentacles in reverse. That's telling me that, well, it could be a couple of things. There's an indulgent quality to this reversed King of Pentacles. So that could be physically indulging yourself in some pleasure of some sort, or you could be, you know, a little greedy about the things that you are possessing. You know, indulging yourself in excess in some way. The next card out is focus, please. It is the Nine of Wands. Yes, no, the Six. I'm sorry, the Six of Wands in reverse as well. And so, excuse me. So you're a bit indulgent this week, Sagittarius, in some way. Perhaps you're overindulging in food or entertainment, purchasing things. Maybe you are hoarding supplies of some sort. I can't really tell yet what that is. But then the Six of Wands in reverse tells me that it's you're feeling, you're sort of taking pride in something to an extreme level. So you're feeling like, you know, something is really happening because of what you've done, but no one is acknowledging you. No one's telling you. So perhaps that indulgence, that over focus, that more and more grabby kind of energy is around wanting appreciation for something you've done. Something is coming to fruition. It's making progress, and you feel like you were a big part of that story, but you're not getting the recognition for that. The Ten of Wands is coming out next, and this is all about carrying a burden. You know, you're shouldering a lot of responsibility right now, Sagittarius, and it's possible that it's possible that you aren't getting enough credit for what you've done here, the responsibilities you've taken on, and the burden that you carry. It could also be that being in this state of carrying so much responsibility for a long period of time, you're a little burnt out, and so you're overly sensitive and seeing a slight where one doesn't actually exist. The truth, probably a combination of the two, right? Because that's usually how this goes. It's rarely in this world black or white. There is always the gray. It's very likely that you are a little burnt out from carrying all these responsibilities, even though you've been shouldering them well. And it's also possible that at the same time, although you are a little oversensitive about getting credit for all the hard work you're doing, there are people in your sphere that aren't acknowledging how much work it's actually been and how much you've had to do. The indulgence, the overindulgence there could be that, you know, when we get stressed, when we feel anxious, we may eat more because we're trying to find comfort in food. You may be going out drinking more nights of the week than you normally do because you feel stressed, and that relieves that a little bit. You're working really hard, you're being very responsible. You may be missing pleasure in your life, and sometimes we try to go for the quick fix there, and we try to find enjoyment from consuming, when in fact that doesn't actually make us feel all that much better. I'm going to pull one of the Halloween Oracle cards for you this week as well. This is the deck from Stacey DeMarco, and just see if there's a little bit more guidance for you, Sagittarius, from Spirit. I wasn't expecting them to jump, but there you go. Hearth. Happiness in our hearts and homes. You can see the big dog over the hearth there. Candles and bread. Sorry, it's not focusing very well. There, that's a little better. Let's look at this one. I'll read you the book. Hearth. Happiness in our hearts and homes, the heart of every home, the fire that unites. Winter warmth centers, stories, love, and delights. The ancient Romans believed that every home had a heart, and it was the hearth where the fire burned and the family gathered more sustenance, communication, and protection. This concept was so important to the culture that there was a huge city hearth, the Vestal Temple, where the fire of the home goddess Vesta burned forever without going out. This sacred flame was protected by the soldiers with their very lives should there be an invasion. The place where the goddess Vesta was honored within every ordinary home was also the hearth, and it is where women prepared food and cooked. Some of the food was always offered back into the fire as an offering to Vesta for her blessing and protection. Often husbands were sent away on military duty for years on end, and their wives at home were not just expected to keep the home and often the business running, but to wait for their husbands faithfully until their return. They prayed to Vesta to ensure their family members' safe return and to keep the fires of love stoked. The saying, "keep the home fires burning," was inspired by this practice. Should the hearth card appear in your divination, you're being asked to look at your idea of what home and family is for you. Take the time to build up your love fire and have it burning brightly. Make your relationships a priority. If there is a conflict between your home and family, it is time to take concrete steps to address the issues for good. If you or a member of your family is away from home due to travel or work, know that protection is being given. So Sagittarius, this I think may be about a home situation where you're taking on a lot of responsibilities, and that that situation is starting to be a bit burdensome for you and you don't feel you're getting enough credit. I was thinking it was work, but with the addition of the hearth card, perhaps it's about a family situation. This is a general reading, so it may not pertain to each of you. If it's not resonating for you, please don't try to make it fit where it doesn't. There will be, another reading next week. So I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for the likes, shares, and subscribes, and I thank you for letting me read for you. Blessings.